Hi, today we are going to make a painting using our bamboo brushes, and we're going to be talking about the lights, the medium, and the dark values. Also, we're going to be talking about asymmetrical design. It's not the same on both sides, and also the chop. Here we go. The first thing I'm going to be placing on your desk is some water and also some India ink, and I'm going to put it in an inkwell for you. So what I want you to do is take your brush and I want you to fill up 2 inkwells. So I'm filling up 2 inkwells right now, and just use your brush and you can work together as a group. It doesn't matter, and I want you to fill those up. I'm putting some more in my second inkwell, and I'm going to use my inkwells. They're all going to look the same, but I'm going to try to remember which one is lighter to medium and also the darkest value. So here we go. So I'm going to wipe off my brush inside the cup. I might even squeeze out some of my extra water. Now I'm just going to dip the tip of my brush into the inkwell, or into the ink actually, and I'm going to go touch, touch twice, go back into the ink and go, and there we go. And now I'm going to wash off my brush. So everything looks almost the same, but I'm going to remember that this is my lightest value, this is my medium value, and this is my darkest value, because that's the straight pigment itself. All right, now I'm going to move my water cup over, slide this over here, and here is some paper that we are going to use. The first thing you need to do is put your name on the back with your secret code. And so I have my paper right here. Now, first of all, I'm going to remember that we want to talk about asymmetrical. The next thing I want to talk to you is about the use of your brush. If you use pressure on your brush when you're working, you can see that my brush goes down and you will get a flatter line. When I lift my brush up, the brush goes to the tip, and that's when I'm going to get my fine line on my paper. So I'm going to start with my lightest value. I'm going to test it out. Sometimes I do need to add a little more ink to it if it is not dark enough. So let's try this out. So I'm going to start off to the side. Oh, that's a nice value. And I'm going to kind of go lighter, and I'm going to be making some Japanese branches, because we're going to turn these into the cherry tree blossom. So this is very light. At these little joints, I sometimes will add another, and I kind of like make Y's all over. And I make them crooked. It does not have to be exact. Think about your, like what a branch looks like. And if I slip a little bit, it's all right. It's no big deal. So I'm filling up my paper. And as I'm doing this, I'm standing up. I do not want to be sitting down, because I want to use my full body to make these movements. And I think that's enough. You want to be careful not to do too much, because it'll get so full. Without washing out my brush, I'm going to go straight to my medium value, and I'm going to test that out now. I'm going to come down here on my asymmetrical side, and that is a little darker. So I want to go in here and make it some more branches. Now the branches that are darker are going to naturally appear like they are closer to you. This is atmospheric perspective, which means that there's air between the objects, and those objects then will look lighter. So I dip in again, I keep on adding it. Sometimes it gets a little darker, it's no big deal. I just kind of bring that into this, and I'm going to bring some more branches. I try not to go over exactly what I've done before, and I just bring those in. Remember to go into your right one. I almost did the wrong one there. And it's getting kind of full, so I don't want to get it too cluttery. And these are pretty thick lines, but that's all right. So now I'm going to go into my darkest value. My darkest value is down here. I did not wash my brush off, because I do not want to incorporate any more water into it. And ooh, that's so nice and dark. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm just going to put these brushes, things. I try to lift my brush up at the end, like theirs it's really thin, so I just might go back and add a little more there. And no matter what, this is a very free flowing project that really anything goes. And it's okay that it's spreading. That doesn't even bother me. If you want to, next time or after this dries, you can add cherry blossoms to it if you want, or you can just leave it the branches. Either way, it's beautiful. Now let's talk about the chop. The chop is how the Japanese sign their artwork, and the chop is this red stamp right here. What we are going to do to make our stamp is you're just going to draw right on this piece of styrofoam, and you can draw your design. But you can't see it there. Here, let me move it over. So you're going to just draw right on this, pressing down firmly onto your design. And I'm just going to make my design here. Think of pattern. You can maybe think of shape, but you do not want to be adding words to this, because words do not work for this project because it's going to be reverse. I will have an ink pad, and we will press it onto the ink pad. Once I get it pressed on, I'm going to work it in there. And I'm going to put it somewhere in my painting. I do not want it in the middle of my artwork, but I want it somewhere interesting, but not on the edge. So I'm going to put it right here in this open space. And I'm going to press down, lift it off carefully. Whoops. And there's my chop.